It's time for the Raider Rundown, all things McCrary Central Sports, with your host Trip Strunk and introducing co-host Paul Bruner. The Raider Rundown brought to you by Blue Ridge Homes, North Highway 27 in Whitley City, and by Outdoor Venture Corporation, part of our community for decades. And now Trip Strunk and Paul Bruner with the Raider Rundown.
Welcome, everybody, to the Raider Rundown here on Hay 98.3, your stop for all things McCrary Central Athletics. It is Monday, April 20th. Me and Paul are here in the library of McCrary Central recording this first segment of the show. But we do have an interview with a track runner, Jackson Winburn. He's a senior track runner, I believe the only male track runner. He'll be on the show for the second and third segments, so make sure to be tuned for that. But we have some pretty positive results, one loss, 2 wins from the baseball in the past week, and we'll get into those and what happened. And then we'll get into some track results over in the Lake Cumberland Classic, which was in Somerset this past week, and I believe on Saturday morning. But, Paul, anyway, how's your past week been with baseball and everything?
It's been pretty good. You know, we lost that one game against, remind me again who
Clinton County.
Clinton County.
Yeah.
We played really well. They hit a grand slam. I mean,
That's
there's
what I
nothing you
heard.
can really do about that. That's just baseball. But we did not really, give up.
Yeah.
The final score ended up being like 9-6, so we really didn't give up
Yeah.
that much.
I think I heard Mason Bryant say this morning. We actually got up.
Yeah, we were up 5-0, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what he said. And then they had a guy that's committed to Center College who hit a grand slam on us.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, like you said, not a lot you can do about that. But unfortunate loss there. But earlier in the week, we did have 2 games on Monday and Tuesday, I believe, against Somerset Christian, one on the road and one at home. And just pretty much blew them out in both games as we won the one on the road 17-4 and then won the one at home 15-0. I mean, those games are really successful outcomes and what you like to see. But Somerset Christian aren't the toughest team, but still kind of a get-right performance. This week, I don't remember who exactly had, but I do know that on Saturday we were supposed to play, was it Metcalf? Who was it?
Harlan.
We're supposed to play at Harlan County. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to play that one. I don't know, did it get rescheduled yet, or is it
I don't know if it's got rescheduled yet or what, but
okay.
I think they're going to try and make it up towards the end of the season.
Okay, well, I know some of those like games that aren't in the district that they just kind of let them go sometimes, at least in basketball. It's not as important to make those games up. But this week we do have, we have Wayne County, which there's a game right after this show. So be sure, well, I don't know if you want to drive all the way in County. You won't probably have time if you're just now hearing it from McCrary County. But if you're in that area, go show some support for our team. And then we will play them at home tomorrow. So be sure to come out for that one. And then we do have another game against Clinton County at home on Friday. And then we do play Williamsburg at home on Saturday. So a lot of home games this week, 3 home games in a row on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. So a lot of opportunities to come out and show some support for the baseball team.
Yes.
But we'll see what happens there. As Wayne County, they're tough in pretty much every sport. And Clinton County, we just lost them on the road, but I think we can get them at home as long as they're not hitting any more grand slams.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens there. And then Williamsburg, they're pretty tough too, but I think we can get it done. I'm looking for at least 3 wins this week as we play 4 games, 3 home games, hope we can get them all. But we'll see what happens with it. I do know that we want to talk about track a little bit before we hop into the interview with Jackson Winburn. So I was there. Kind of supporting my girlfriend. She runs track, but I was also trying to, cover for the show. It was JoJo, right? I don't know how to say her last name. Do you know how to say her last name?
I'll tell you in just a minute.
It's like, I think it's like Schenkel.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. But tell us, do you got it pulled up yet?
I'm trying.
Okay. Well, we'll get into what Jackson Winburn did. I don't know exactly what event he ran, but I know he did pretty solid. That's the guy we got coming up on the next segment. But he did really good, and we'll have some information on how that Lake Cumberland Classic went.
So getting back to JoJo, reading directly from the post here on Facebook, it says JoJo got first place in the 100 and 200 meter today at the Lake Cumberland meet. Her 100 time was 12.07 and beat the Lake Cumberland record for 12.42 from 1991. Her 200 time was 24.80, breaking her Lake Cumberland record she set last year also. She has set the record 2 consecutive years now for the Lake Cumberland meet. So big shout out to JoJo.
Yeah, she's crazy. I mean, that's a state champion right there from last season.
Yeah, she is fantastic. She's probably one of the best athletes that ever came out of McCreary Central ever.
Yeah, that's what I saw. 12th Region Sports, they actually shared it on Facebook. I thought that was really cool. They said, "Wow, that's probably one of the best athletes," like you said, on McCreary Central. But overall, really good week. Everyone make sure to come show some support. I do believe that there might be a track meet, another one on Saturday, but I'm not for sure on that. If there is, I'll post it on the Facebook, and you guys can go check it out there. Be sure to go follow our Facebook at the Raider Rundown and our YouTube. It's Raiders MC, I believe, on there. And then we do have a Spotify and an Instagram. But be sure to go follow us online because that's where you can find our shows and updates on McCreary Central when we're not on the air. But Paul, I guess you got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, well, we'll be right back. I'll be interviewing Jackson Winburn for about 20 minutes here in the second and third segment, so be sure to stay tuned. But anyway, we'll be right back.
A home is so much more than just 4 walls and a roof. Blue Ridge Homes in Whitley City can help put you and your family in a new home for security and memories for years to come. They work with several home manufacturers to put you in the right home for you, and they can assist you with several financing options. Visit BlueRidgeHomeCenter.com or Facebook.com/Blue Ridge Homes for more information, or stop by 1575 North Highway 27 in Whitley City. Blue Ridge Homes. Call 376-2170. Outdoor Venture Corporation has been a proud member of our local community for decades, providing military tent systems for our servicemen and women and employing local residents. Plus, OVC is a proud supporter of our local schools and local sports teams. Join the Outdoor Venture team by applying today. Stop by 30 Venture Drive in Stearns or call 376-5021. Visit them online, outdoorventure.com. That's Outdoor Venture Corporation, proud to be part of McCreary County.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second segment of the Raider Rundown here on Hay 98.3. I'm here with my interviewee. What some say would be a track star, Jackson Winburn's here with me. But Jackson, thanks for coming on the show today.
All right, thanks for coming on the show with me. I appreciate you having me on here for real.
Of course. So I've known Jackson, I believe, since second grade, back in Miss Brenda Shelley's class. I doubt she's listening, but if she is, shout out Miss Brenda Shelley.
Yeah.
But I've known him since then, and I think he's ran. He started running about 4 years after that, probably in sixth grade.
No, I started running in seventh grade.
Okay, so I mean, you've been running for a long time. So we're both seniors now. You have a lot of experience, and I feel like you're probably the most consistent person in running I've seen, like out of all the people I know in sports. So I mean, I just kind of want to go into that first. Like, how do you keep that consistency running for so many years and like not burn out on it?
Yeah. So a big part of keeping that consistency and not getting burnt out is always having, a group of guys to keep you consistent and hold you accountable for your runs. I know Eliud Kipchoge, the famous marathoner, said a really famous quote or something. I'm not sure if I'm 100% right, but he said something along the lines of, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go long, go together with someone. And so, kind of sticking to that mantra, always keeping yourself accountable, always having others around you to surround yourself with will definitely help the mental aspect of that, keeping in it for a long time.
Yeah, I know my little famous stint there of doing track for like 2 weeks and getting hurt. But that's besides the point. But I told you that I might start running on my own, but you said that it's really hard to like not burn out by doing it on your own. Like it's like you have to have somebody there with you to keep pushing you and have a team basically.
It is, yeah. I mean, I can attest to that training solo. I mean, the highest mileage I hit was about 50 miles a week for a couple weeks, and all that was completely solo because my guys that I trained with had already went to college. And, once you're on those long runs in the middle of the night when it's raining or whenever it's cold or when it's burning hot and it's just you and those demons start to creep in your mind, I mean, it's really, really hard to get up the next day and, go out and do it again and suffer with it mentally. Yeah. You may not be suffering physically, but mentally, that's what really will tear you down.
So you think running is more of like a mental battle than physical?
Yes, I would 100% say that about long distance. About other distances, from my experience, I would say it's more of a physical battle. Obviously, they have their mental struggles, but by far, long distance running is definitely a mental battle, 100%.
Yeah. Well, I know this year you picked back up track. You didn't do cross country back in the fall, but you did do track last year, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so this is how many years you've been doing track now?
I've been doing track since seventh grade, so this will be up on 5 or 6 years, something like that.
Okay, so I mean, you got plenty of experience. I don't know how long Zach's been there exactly, but you've been with him for a few years now. But really, like, what do you think is different maybe about this year than the past years? I know that some players, or well, we're not players, but members of the team haven't stuck with it, and we don't have as many runners as we have in the past. Like, what kind of trouble is that, and what struggles does that bring with the team compared to the past years?
I really can't speak for the team in of itself as a whole entity, but for me, I know it was really hard adjusting to seeing new faces, and because one of the main reasons why I liked running so much is, I had my upperclassmen to run with and keep me accountable. But once those guys were gone off to college, it was kind of hard to stick with it. And seeing these new faces and everyone already knowing each other, kind of made me feel a little bit excluded. I'm not saying that was on purpose. I mean, that's how it is with every, I guess, class moving out and another class coming in to help replace that. But it was just really hard trying to adjust with these new people. But with time, I with experience and time and running with them, I mean, I got a better grasp of how they were, and eventually I kind of got my bond with all of them, and that's good now. So I'm thankful for the people that I run with. I'm really happy to see them progress for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned like the classes. Are you the only male senior that runs this year? I know like Jackson Tapley, our buddy, did do track, but he's not doing it anymore. Who else does it? That'd be a senior.
A male senior?
Yeah. You're the only one
I don't know. I think I might be. If you're a male senior on the track team, and I didn't mention you, I'm so sorry, but
yeah,
I think I'm the only male senior on the team right now.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like that means like probably a lot of the people maybe do look up to you, and see. Hopefully they see your work ethic and kind of pass that down to the underclassmen. But we'll see. But anyway, I know last Saturday you had the was it the Lake Cumberland Classic? It was 2 days ago, as the show airs. But how'd that go for you, and like you think the team?
So I think the team did great. They tried as best they could, and I watched them all race, and they all left it out there. So that's really kind of what matters is as long as you try your best and leave it all out there on the track. For me, the race went kind of well. There's still a couple things that I need to work on with my I guess technique, because I moved down to sprinting, and after being a distance runner for years, it's kind of hard to make that transition into sprinting. But I think for what I've done, what work I've put in, I think I'm doing all right.
Yeah, for sure. I do kind of want to, like you're talking about long distance there. So you've done cross country a lot in the past too. So like between the two of cross country and track, which one do you think is more suitable for you?
For me,
yeah,
that's a really hard question. I know for a lot of people think that cross country is a team sport and track's an individual sport, and I 100% agree with that. But for me, it kind of comes down to the training aspect of it. So for running in of itself and just for the fun of it, I would 100% choose cross country. But whenever you're chasing times and putting on spikes and ripping a few fast reps on the track, I would definitely 100% go for track and field. Right now, I'm actually really enjoying sprinting more than I thought I would. I thought it would be easy, but honestly, it's not. As a distance runner, I always thought sprinters had it easy, but they don't. But I still really enjoy sprinting right now.
Yeah, and I know the head coach is Zach Gibson, but we do have a new assistant coach, Coach Gray. I don't know his full name. That's just what I know him by. But how much like of an impact do you think he's brought like a positive impact to the track team this year?
I think he's brought a really good impact in the fact of sharing his knowledge. Because he's a two-time All-American holder, in the indoor and outdoor track and field, and he raced at one of the top NAIA schools in the nation that actually won nationals back-to-back for indoor. And I think that his knowledge and what he brings to the table and helping our sprinters improve, I think that's wonderful. I honestly wish that we had him a lot longer ago, because I feel like with his help in the long term, I feel like that he can really, really take advantage of, some of the, I guess, what's the word for it? Potential.
Oh yeah, like help
coming
with
in.
the development and stuff.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Development is a very crucial part of this sport.
Yeah, I've talked to him some. He does. he seems like he knows what he's talking about for sure, and you can tell that he's been around running for a long time. He actually told me that he played football, and but he was like just so good at running that he just kind of dropped football so he could focus on running because he was like top 50 in the country at what he did.
Yeah, he was. He was very fast. When he was in Arkansas, he was still really fast. He was really, from what he told me, he seemed pretty good at football. But obviously, seeing his times and what he's done throughout running, he would obviously be a better sprinter than football player.
Yeah, absolutely. But like seeing that, like, do you think that you could get on a level of like where he was yourself, like being like top 50 in the country? Is that something you're trying to strive for, or do you think you're going to run throughout college and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, right now it's my senior year. I haven't even broken 11 seconds in the 100, so I highly, highly doubt that I'm going to become top 50 in the country. But I feel like if I started way sooner, around the time that he did, or even in 7th grade when I started track, I definitely think that I would be a contender in the state competition for sure. I wouldn't know about nationals right now because, those that keep eyes out on national track and world track, times are getting crazy fast. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have seen. I don't even like pay attention to running as much, but I do see like randomly it'll be like, well, I know there's like basketball players named Bowl, but it'll be like people named Dak or whatever getting crazy records. Like it's crazy, but we are running short here on the second segment, so we'll be right back. Jackson, if you're good, we'll do another segment with you, and we'll be right back after this break.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Outdoor Venture Corporation has been a proud member of our local community for decades, providing military tent systems for our servicemen and women and employing local residents. Plus, OVC is a proud supporter of our local schools and local sports teams. Join the Outdoor Venture team by applying today. Stop by 30 Venture Drive in Stearns or call 376-5021. Visit them online, outdoorventure.com. That's Outdoor Venture Corporation, proud to be part of McCreary County. A home is so much more than just four walls and a roof. Blue Ridge Homes in Whitley City can help put you and your family in a new home for security and memories for years to come. They work with several home manufacturers to put you in the right home for you, and they can assist you with several financing options. Visit BlueRidgeHomeCenter.com or Facebook.com/Blue Ridge Homes for more information, or stop by 1575 North Highway 27 in Whitley City. Blue Ridge Homes. Call 376-2170.
Welcome back, everybody, to the final segment of the Raider Rundown here on Hay 98.3, your stop for all things McCreary Central Athletics. Before I get back into this interview with Jackson Winburn, I do want to mention that this show will re-air on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and it should be on our YouTube and Spotify shortly after it airs. And make sure to go follow our Facebook for all the updates there as well. But Jackson, we're back here in the final segment of the show. Now, something I kind of wanted to go into was I know a few years ago you tried out football for a little bit, and you ended up breaking your ankle in practice, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious. Was that your freshman year?
Yes, it was my freshman year.
Okay. So I know that sets you back, or I know in running, like being that unable to run for that long of a period, that can like really set you back, can it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, what was that like for you, and how did you recover from something like that?
So, yeah, I mean, I was obviously devastated. Honestly, the first couple weeks after that injury, I really sincerely thought I would never be able to truly run or reach my full potential again. And so that really, really had me down in the dumps. And I was happy for my team, watching them make it to state and see them race all these good races and stuff. But deep down inside, I was just, I guess, a little nervous, that I was and almost jealous that they were doing all this stuff without me, but nevertheless I was happy for them. But
yeah,
I would say the hardest part was honestly getting back into it, because once you don't run for such an extended period of time, it's like you're back to step one. And so just trying to grind and watch my my ankle and the injury progress with that was definitely one of the harder parts. I would say back when I wasn't able to run, that my mental health was probably the lowest it was been in years. When you're so attached to a sport like that, it's almost heartbreaking to have it ripped away from you like that, for sure.
Yeah, that's tough. But I'm glad you're back with it now. Do you think that like pre-injury versus after, like, are you just as good as you were before? Are you better now? or like how was the injury like impacted your like actual running? Like, does it still get pain from it or anything like that?
No, so my surgeon, Dr. Dylan Cluck, he did an amazing job with the procedure actually, and he's one of my big inspirations and motivations to wanting to go into healthcare because I'd love to help people the way he helped me, and I never really feel any pain from the injury. Honestly, never really think about it until people bring it up. Sometimes if I like go and I feel my foot, there's just a couple spots that are numb, but it never really affects my running.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would really say that. What was the question again? I'm sorry, I got
Just
kinda
like how is it? Does it like are you as good as you were before? Or are you better now?
Oh yeah, I would say I'm definitely better than I was then. And that just comes with age, with running. Like as you get older, your body develops and your muscles get stronger and your blood vessels get larger and they dilate. And then obviously, I train longer past that injury versus the time leading up to it. So, seventh grade year, eighth grade year, going into freshman year, I got injured. And keep in mind, those summers I didn't really train that much or consistently. But then after that injury, I had from freshman year all the way into senior year, and I kind of trained over the summers then. So I would definitely say I'm in much better shape than I was then before the injury.
Yeah,
Or I mean, after the injury.
I don't know if it was this year or last year, but like you came into school one day and you're like, dude, I'm super tired. I just ran this morning. I'm like, what? Why are you running before school? But I mean, I think that's awesome that you can do that because I don't know if I could do that. But running 5 or 6 miles before daylight, that's crazy to me. But,
Yeah, it's definitely part of the consistency we were mentioning earlier. And I would say, compared to how other people work in this sport, I'm probably pretty lazy. But if you really want to get after it, I mean, there's a lot of things you got to make, a lot of sacrifices you've got to make, and some of that is, your time, but you don't really need to get up at 5, 4 in the morning and go run as a
yeah,
high schooler, unless you really, really, really want to go to college and get on a scholarship.
yeah. Now about the college aspect, I know that you're going to UK. We're actually going to be dorming together,
hmm
but I don't think you're not planning on running at college, are you?
I mean, I realistically, I doubt I'll be able to be fast enough to make it onto their team. I would love to at least put in some effort and try to maybe walk on their team and maybe go to a couple races or go to a few practices with the team just to get that experience because I've spent this much time in my life running. I might as well try my best to see how I could fare at a Division 1 level in college.
Yeah, and aside from like UK, like if you were to go to like a different path, like what is like a school that you'd really be interested in going to for
For
running?
running.
Yeah, for running.
That's a tough question. Um, my top pick before I chose UK was Colorado. University of Colorado has one of the better distance teams in the nation. Big Ten school. They got a bunch of guys under 14 minutes in the 5K. They got a really good 800 squad going on. And I spent the summer, a couple summers ago, I spent a week there, and it was just the most beautiful place I'd ever seen. And the culture there is so centered around activity and running. It was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. And I would really love to run there, but out of state tuition's insane.
Yeah,
And obviously, those times are crazy fast.
yeah, and
Um, yeah.
you said like the culture there is like surrounded about around running. Is that kind of like how it would be like for basketball here? Like there's like I feel like a lot of people like basketball and football people. Is that kind of how they are about running? Is over there?
Oh yeah, yeah. You see people always repping the UK stickers in their cars or on their plates, and
Oh
same
yeah,
thing in Colorado. I mean, you go out on the highway and you'll see people with their 10, 11, $12,000 bikes on the back of their cars, or
11,000 like that. I didn't know bikes went for that.
yeah,
Bicycles.
yeah, bicycles. They're made out of carbon fiber, the entire frame, and so carbon fibers, as you know, knowing about cars and stuff, it's pretty
Yeah,
expensive to make. And yeah, I mean, you'll see people running, you'll see people climbing mountains. It's just something I really like.
yeah. Well, Jackson, we are running a little bit short on time. I do want to throw one more question at you before this interview wraps up. Is there anything at all you would like to say? I ask this to everybody. Just it can be about anything in the world. You can shout out somebody. You can ask me a question. Pretty much the stage is yours. You're the host for a little bit here.
So, what did you think about running with your little experience, doing track and
Oh,
training
dude.
a little bit before track?
Uh, it really wasn't great. I was really bad at it. I think I'm pretty sure I was very close to pulling my hamstring, and I had dealt with hamstring pain, and also sprained my ankle pretty bad. I could show you the picture. It didn't look too great, and I couldn't really walk there for a few days, and I still have a little bit of pain from it, like when I turned my foot the wrong way. So I just think that's my sign that running's not for me. I think I'm more at covering sports than doing sports. But also that could be with the fact that I have never really done sports since I was about 12 years old. So my body's not really like conditioned to stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know if it's for me.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, I would say just about every runner can attest those first couple weeks running absolutely sucks.
Yeah, I remember you've always told me that when I've tried to get into running, but I can just never stick with it. But hopefully one day I'll be able to get into it.
Sure.
But Jackson, I appreciate you coming on the show here. Maybe sometime in the future. I don't know about this year, but I know next year Mr. Paul Bruner's taking over the show, and maybe he'll have you on as like a little bit of a McCree Central alumni for a runner back on the show. But we'll see what happens with that. But Jackson, I appreciate you coming here, and everybody, be sure to go follow our Facebook and YouTube and Spotify and Instagram. Please, that is where all of our coverage is online. And I guess that'll do it. Jackson, are you good? You got anything else?
Yeah, no, I don't have anything else. Thanks for having me on your trip.
No problem. We'll be right back next week. We'll be back here on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, then we'll be back next week on Monday at 5:30 with a new show. I'll see y'all later.
You've been listening to the Raider Rundown, all things McCreary Central Sports, with your host Trip Strunk and co-host Paul Bruner. Heard Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and replay Wednesday at 8 p.m. The Raider Rundown brought to you by Blue Ridge Homes, North Highway 27 in Whitley City, and by Outdoor Venture Corporation, part of this community for decades. Tune in next time for the Raider Rundown, and be sure to follow them on social media.